Recording in progress.
Well, as I said before the open, I thought it might do this. It might just do a little bit of a move to the upside and then straight back down. That's what it's done. The only one was the 1 minute there, possibly. Look at that move on the Russell, gee. It's possibly the 15-second Dow. But this is a big gap up. I think we need to gap up. We've already done the gap up. I think we need to come back down for a little bit now. Oops, sorry guys. Oh, why did you do that? Why do you just don't touch stuff? Ding dong. Now I've got to change that. Sorry guys, I just realised. We got to change that, Lacey. Can you remind me to change that, please? Change the sound to on when I log in. Just for when I log in. Guys, I'll be coughing a little bit today. I'm sorry. I'll probably put it on mute for most of it. I've had a cold all weekend. Can't shake it. I've been coughing all over the place. Still here though. So I'll probably have most of the time on mute. Just so I don't cough in your ear. As I said, we need to turn over here. Big gap up on the open. We've just done a lot of price. We kept drifting up all day. We're really overbought. So we'll probably get the amateurs to make a little bit of a move. I mean, yeah, that 30-second Nasdaq. Asking me to bloody verify. Just log me in for God's sake. Thank you. I'm on mute everywhere at the moment. Just thought about the Russell and just went, no, not good enough. Dow 32nd. Yeah. That was the trade. Sexy trading tonight, guys. You're seeing it all. Well, talked myself out of it, didn't I? This is what happens when you do this. I've talked myself out of a long today. So the Dow and the S&P both on the 32nd were trend time bar. Not really great time, but 35. Yeah, it would have come back down actually. What's that done? 25 to, okay, it's 6 points. It's not huge. This is really sucking people in though. I just think this is going to really turn over. Here we go. This is where we should get a little bit of a drop now. Back up a little bit. Well, Dow is doing what I expected the rest of the market to do, so maybe it's a little bit ahead. So we've got 1 minute to go to the close of the 15-minute bar, and that'll give you a pretty good indication on how strong it is. I mean, look, a lot of the amateurs probably don't even look at charts, so it may just drift up to this high. Doesn't make sense to buy here, but that doesn't always mean that's what happens. Oh, done it again. Sorry, guys. Still getting used to this whole OBS stuff. Well, strong 15-minute close. So that's a good sign. Should be stronger for a little bit. I would expect probably another 15 minutes. Well, the Dow is doing what I thought everything else would do, so. It's usually the first 20 minutes. Now let's see if some order comes back into it. It should drop fairly soon. I would expect down to 50% of this 15-minute bar, which would be right there. I just realised I've got micros up, so you won't see that. Which is about there. So like I said, after 20 minutes, it's usually 20 minutes, I don't know why, but starting to drop, starting to slow at least. It's pretty strong, it's come back. So, sorry guys, you just have to excuse, I'll try and block it out and change screens and all those sorts of things. I'm trying to watch the market and not cough and not sneeze and not blow my nose and all that sort of stuff. So the alternative was not trading tonight, and I'm not going to do that. I don't care if I'm in a freaking hospital bed, I'll still do this. I can still click a button. Russell dropping, not trend time bar, so can't go short. But this is what I was expecting. And here we go. Exactly what I just said before. Not very hard. They've sucked everyone in to go long. It's way overbought. Now it just has to come back down to, well, at least this line. Let's see how it reacts once it's hits this support level. I got a feeling it's going to be pretty strong. It's actually holding, not bouncing, which is interesting. So, okay, starting to bounce a little bit. Okay, well, it had a go, it had a try. Nope. Like I said, heavily overbought. We need a pullback here. I need to drink water. Hang on. When I drink water, I drink soda water. In a can. I'm very specific about how I drink my water. Oh, it tastes funny. I thought about that Dow 30 second. It just looked like it was going to do this, but so now we've come down to this support level on the Dow. We should get a little bit of a bounce here. This really needs to hold on the S&P and the Nasdaq. Still a little bit bullish, but still think momentum is really slow. We're coming up to short-term momentum on the 5. So we'll know in about 5 or 10 minutes, probably about the next 10, 15 minutes actually, whether this move is serious. I have to say, like, one of the great things about this job, if you can call it a job, it's not really a job, but like whenever a guy is sick, girls know this, when guys get sick, it's 10 times what a girl feels. So I feel like I'm going to die. Man flu. But you just don't feel like working. I had all this stuff that I wanted to do on the weekend with filming. Didn't get it done, could barely move, felt like crap. But this is what I love about trading, is that you don't really need to do much. Like, if I had a normal job today, I'd be like, nah, I'm taking a day off work, I'm gonna stay in bed, I don't wanna go to work. Whereas today I'm like, well, look, feel like crap, can't stop coughing, don't feel very good, but I can still trade. I can still click a button. What I would say to everybody else though is don't do what I'm doing today, because I'm very, very disciplined when it comes to choosing trades. But if you're new to the market or you're not very experienced, today's the sort of day where you go, oh God, I feel like crap, I might just take something crap. So I can get away with it. So this is why I was not going to go short. I said just before, I said, do you know what? I'm not going to go short. We're still in an uptrend here. It's coming down. It's come down to, look at it. It came down to that line. Like, I've never had a cigarette in my life. Cigarettes are disgusting. Never touched one in my whole life. Never have, never will. Don't drink, don't smoke. But, you know, I literally just put that line in there and said, hey, we'll probably come down to 50% of that line. That's going to be the test. It's bounced off it. Why would I go short? Dow was different, broke through the 50%. Now with the Dow, I'm probably looking for like just a little bit of a little bit of a... Where are you? There you are. Epic pen. Let's do some squiggles. And probably do a little bit of an up, lower high. What's off the screen there? Whoops. And then down. Beautiful drawing, Cam. Yep, it's already breaking. Look, it's already breaking through that level now. So it's just done all this price throughout here, and it's breaking through a level. So it'll probably poke its head through and then come back up. It's not ready to keep going down. It's just sucking people in, going through the low. So Nasdaq, you've got a low, you've got a higher low. We've done a pullback. This is a price phase. It's just can't buy throughout here. We should start to turn over now. Same thing here with the S&P. You've got a low here. Definitely uptrending. Do gaps influence your direction? No. Only trend does, Randy. I did a video yesterday, hoping to get it edited by my editor today. I'll just see if he's got back to me. That'll explain exactly how I trade. But I don't think about gaps. I'll just see if he's done this. No, not yet. Sorry, guys. I mean, gaps influence if I take a trade. They don't influence the direction. They influence if I take a trade. If it's done a huge gap, then it's done too much price. Like I buy after a pullback. So if it's done a gap, it's not a pullback. I talked myself out of a trade tonight. There was a trade on the Nasdaq. Not for very long though. Possibly that there. Come on, guys, only 12 likes. Come on. Just press the like button. Just say that you like my coughing and you like my blowing my nose. See? Extra. No one else does that for you. I'm giving you authentic cold trading. Gee, that Russell looks nice. Certainly thought about that 5 minute. Okay, so these are the dangerous ones right now. We're getting a little bit of a move here. Just not going to do that. Okay, so my big call is we're going to get a big decision in about 15 minutes time. I'm just looking at this 15-minute chart and it just looks like it's done the strong bar, we've done small bar, small bar. What we'll start to get is if we do 3 small bars, the people that have bought will start to get really worried. That's 45 minutes of going nowhere with price. If you bought on the 15-minute, it's gapped up. You bought at the end of that 15-minute bar. Its price is not going anywhere. And then you start to think, oh my God, it's not working, it's not working. I think the big boys are just holding the price at the moment and selling into it. Only amateurs would buy here. Would be crazy to buy here. Okay, Russell's doing a nice little move back up. That's not an opportunity to go long. It's against the trend. It's below purple, so trend is down. But we're now in a time phase, which means give it about 10 minutes and you might get a short. Up to 37 watching on YouTube. Well, we had 4 the other day. Just need to take some trades, don't we? This will be the week. We've got inflation on Thursday and Friday. There's going to be stuff moving galore on those days. Someone told me today that the government might be reopening, which almost shows you don't need a government there at all if it's still working. I put a question up on my Instagram tonight. I'm not sure if anyone on YouTube has seen it. If anyone's had any experience with Take Profit Trader, okay, so he did that. Well, how did that guy do it? Someone said after 10K in payouts, they move you to live. So how did that guy do two $500,000 payments? He just did it live. That's weird. If that was the case, why not just do it on a live account? Quick little move up here on the Dow. It's against the trend. Again, I'm probably going to wait for it to come to what will be probably that level there. We can slowly come up to here, then it'll make a lower high. I wonder if these have a laxative effect. If you take too many. Oh, great. Doesn't say anything in English. That's good. Oh, that's great. That's what we're trying for. Clean out all the bugs. I think when this happens, it's going to happen quick. So we're coming up to short-term momentum at the moment. So let's just do. that's the wrong one. No, that's not going to be at that one there. Trading view screen. No, that's not that one there. No, that's not that one there. Oh, here we go. As soon as I said that, as soon as I started to move things and play around, we're hitting the drop. Short term, let's see if we can do, no, that's not going to work on there. Momentum clearly up at the moment. Trend is up, momentum is up. I still think we're going to turn over. Oh, look at that. I wasn't really concentrating on the Dow. I just said, what do we say? Down, up, come up to this level here, lower high. Oh, there's no trade there. It's just not that hard, is it? Oh, sorry guys, I didn't have a chance to turn that off. Sorry, probably just scared the crap out of about 20 people. Sorry. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not entertaining. Trading. This is what I wanted to do with this whole process and channel and doing this is to show people that, you know, if you're looking for excitement, as I said, my absolute role model with live trading is Patrick Wyland. I just love watching him, and I've watched him for years, and it was the one that actually inspired me to do this, to do live trading. But we couldn't be more opposite of each other. He is a great trader, but he's also like a great entertainer. I am not a great entertainer. And real trading is not about entertaining. Real trading is about, I talked about this in my previous webinar with my students, that it's like being a sniper, and that it's very easy for most people to grab a gun and hit a target from 50 meters away. But can you do it sitting there for 12 hours with no movement, with just waiting, and then pull the trigger within 30 seconds and hit that target? And that's what trading is like. It's monotonous, it's consistent, you've got to be focused. that the market is inconsistent. You have to be extremely consistent. And I'm constantly going through the process of, what phase are we in at the moment? Where are we at? What are we doing at the moment? So right now we're very volatile. I'm looking for a pullback. I'm looking for a time phase. And we kind of have that on the S&P and the Nasdaq, but certainly won't be going long again. I think we're going to have to turn over. So then if you're going short, well, it's a tough night to go short. But, I literally just said this on the Dow. I said, okay, we've got a high here. We've broken through this low. I just said this, we've broken through the low. They're sucking people in. It'll come back up. It'll come back up to this line, possibly make a lower high and then go back down. And this is why you never buy well into a price phase. Okay, there's no pullback there. There's the pullback. Okay, now you can start to look at another move down. It's a very good point because most of us learn bad habits and just ingrain them over time. Okay. We just don't want this thing to drift. So well, it looks like everything was on the open in that first 2 minutes, really. Talked myself out of that long. So guys, please be super careful here. I just, again, this is not great for YouTube. It's not entertaining. It's not, it's a bit frustrating. You're probably sitting there, you want to put on a trade. Like, come on, Cam, what are we doing? This is not YouTube for me. I'm doing this YouTube stuff as being authentic. So everything is recorded. So when I do take a trade, it's recorded live. I'm not doing this for entertainment. Trading is, you don't trade to entertain. And it's so easy at the moment. I'm looking at some other people on YouTube at the moment in the background, and they're all taking trades, and I'm like, why would you go long? Someone just went long on YouTube, and now it's obviously a loss because you've gone long. It's just, there's no reason to trade here at the moment. And a lot of the time about being a professional trader is not trading. And that's why there is a very big difference between YouTube and real trading. So if you are looking for excitement and entertainment, it's not going to happen at the moment. I can give an idea. There's a pretty good idea when something is coming up, and it's not now. We need to have this pullback. I just mentioned before, I don't know what's happened to my screens, but I'll just do this one up here, and I'll do this as okay. So this is look at the 15 minute. Okay, just spoke about this before. Okay, bar. Now it's actually started to break out of that bar a little bit, which is not too bad. But look at where we are in the move. Like, we're so far into the move, you can clearly see that it's actually turning over and momentum is slowing. So you go to the 1 hour, you've got this big V-shaped reversal coming up. You don't have a high or low throughout here. It's just one big V-shaped reversal, and we're coming up to this level up here. So you've got a level here. That's a really significant level. Go to the 4 hour. I mean, it was always going to come back. It went straight down, did too much price, and now it's come back. But if we get up to here, we're then going to need to look at, possibly coming up to here and then coming back down, doing some sort of higher low through this whole level, and then maybe building up for, that level up there. So we'll see. We could also really just, come up to here and just, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense if we went like that. Even if we went down like this, it'd create a double bottom. So it doesn't look good for the downside. It doesn't look good for going short, which is why it'd be great to get some sort of pullback. So anyway. Wow, it feels so slow tonight. Maybe that's just because I'm not feeling very well. Crazy, eh? We're going to get another move up here. Maybe. It's going to hold. No. Now it should turn. Now we should get the turn. Scare a whole heap of people out of that one. So 30-second. Come back a little bit. Back a little bit. Do a quick drop. If it comes down to this line, it should bounce a little bit. It's not ready to go short yet. barely even a drop on the Nasdaq. It's pretty strong. S&P's come back down a little bit. I said it'd come down to that support level, but and this is where trading is tough, because you want to go, do you know what, there's nothing happening tonight, I'm going to finish early or do something different, and then you're out of a routine. Got to stick to the routine. If there's no trades, there's no trades. But the one time, like we could say, oh, I'm going to finish early tonight, and then you disappear, and there's actually a really good trade, and you go, oh, I wish I'd just stayed. So it doesn't look like that at the moment, but okay, guys, I'm going to take a break for 5 minutes. I'll leave the camera on. Just need to go blow my nose and clear my nose out for a second. We're just drifting at the moment. Russell is definitely not a trade. Dow is definitely not a trade because they're both in price phases and drifting. I'm not going to go long on the S&P or the Nasdaq at the moment because I think we're getting ready to turn down, having a little bit of a pullback, slowing momentum. We just need to spend time sort of doing that. So I'll shoot off for about 5 or 10 minutes. I'll be back in a sec. I'll leave the camera on so you can see that I'm still alive. Okay, so, I mean, look, this is not entertaining, but if you've followed me for a little bit now, I have been trading for a long time and I know what I'm doing. And I said this before, like they're sucking everyone in to go long and they're going to turn it over. So I said that at the start. There's no real entry there, unfortunately. I can't really go short anywhere. You've got the S&P maybe here. There's no entry on the Nasdaq. But it may not be interesting at the moment in terms of trades, but I have definitely called the direction, right, on what we're going to do. But, I mean, that doesn't mean shit at the end of the day, does it? I mean, what really matters is trading and making money, so... but... Be interesting to see if we get a bounce from here. Wrong person to ask. Wrong person to ask. I don't trade crypto. I don't have anything to do with crypto. I'm not really a huge fan of crypto. I don't trust my money in crypto. Just don't trust it with all the stuff that's happened. The brokers that have gone bust and the price swings. I don't know enough about it. I don't have a passion for it, so therefore I don't trade it. I mean, XRP does exactly the same as everything else, but I don't know if it's legit or overhyped. I mean, what I'll do is I'll go, okay, I'll bring up a chart. And I'll go like this. And I'll go XRP. I think I've got it in my other list. Where are you? I used to have XRP on here. There it is. Okay. 4-hour chart. I mean, daily chart. I go, is it overhyped? Well, I don't know, but I can tell that that's a high, and that's a lower high, and that's a lower high, so it's downtrending. This low's been broken, so it's definitely downtrending. I know that right now, I mean, look at that. Jesus, that's just horrible. But right now it's in an uptrend and it's in a price phase. And that's not a place to buy because I'd be looking for a pullback. That was a place to buy because it was up, down, with the trend, below purple. After a pullback, there's your entry there. Another long there, possibly along throughout here after a pullback. I just know it's in a price phase. That's it. I mean, people get too wrapped up in, oh, what do you think of this and what do you think of that? I don't know. Does it meet rules and is your money safe? And for me, I'm just not a crypto person because it's not safe for me. That doesn't mean you can't do it. I mean, go right ahead. But, crypto is one of those things that's been invented by someone that nobody knows. The whole point of crypto was for the people. It was meant to be this great revolution where the government, it had nothing to do with the government. It was all, separate ledger and everything was separate. It was for the people and all that sort of stuff. It's like when now everyone that's in Bitcoin is like, oh, but the government are part of it. And also it's now an ETF and also BlackRock are buying. It's like BlackRock are very, very well known as not being a great, highly moral company. So if they own a lot of Bitcoin, what do you think they're going to do? And I mean, I've always thought, and again, I might be completely wrong. So if you love crypto, go right ahead, do it. Not a problem. It's just, I've always thought, why would the Federal Reserve allow a separate currency to challenge them? I don't know. It's good you got a trade. It's pretty hard to find a trade throughout there for me. Maybe on the 32nd, maybe. But trend is definitely up, so. Anyway, I'm just going to be patient. I'm waiting for a good setup. Then we'll get going and then we'll just trade a lot more. I just want to get out of this trailing drawdown. I actually just want to take a trade, but I don't want my first trade to be a loss on something stupid, so. Do they really? They have an inactivity rule. I didn't know that. Did not know that. I think I think the inactivity rule, if there is one, whatever it is, would mean you don't get a payout. So I don't care about that anyway. Like, okay, cool. That's fine. Miss that. Off it goes. Okay, 7-day rule, that's fine. I've got no problems. I'm just, look, as I said, I'm being very conservative at the moment. I'd normally take a trade every day. I'm just being conservative. Once I get going, I just want to get going, get in profit so this drawdown gets out of my head. And then I'll take a trade every day. So I'm actually starting to feel a little bit better, which is, I'm coughing less. I think I've got a lot of it out. So, touch wood. Okay. Who knows? We might even get it tonight. Yeah, every prop firm is different. Like, the reason why I look at Apex is simply money. Like, you can trade 20 accounts. I've looked at, I even started to look at Take Profit Trader today. And I think I was just going to do Apex, but I think I might actually look at just loading up and doing as many accounts as possible and maybe get payouts through these other accounts while I do the Apex account. I'm not sure. But they all have different things. But the advantage with Apex, and very openly why I'm doing it, is because it's the cheapest and you can do the most number of accounts. So technically you get the best return. But it is harder. You've got rules. You trade TPT, do you? And what are they like? I just saw today that there was a guy who has done $1 million in withdrawals this week. And I'm like, is that on a prop firm or is he on a live account? He must be on a live account. And then if he's doing that, why? Like he said he's made like, what? I'm not sure whether it was $500,000 in a day. Maybe he's built the account up. But I mean, to make that sort of money, he'd need to be doing probably $150,000 account and trading. I have to find out what Take Profit Trader do. I don't know. Take Profit. He's on the Pro Plus Live, so that's a live. He's on a live account. Okay, so see that's my. And the problem with that is, five live accounts. Okay, well, I have a bit of a problem then. Because I live in Dubai, and I think that they don't do live accounts here. I'm not sure if I can get a live account. Good CEO, ex-hockey player. Pro Plus, here we go. Pro, okay, so it's it's a live, 90/10, okay, yep, number of accounts 5, no, withdrawal, end of day. Broker rates, oh, they do commissions, wow, you do commissions on a sim. That's interesting. Yeah, but if you don't they force you to go live? Like if I make $500,000, they're going to force me to go live. Yeah. Okay. Each account is capped at 20K. Yeah. So each account is capped at 20K. So if you do 5 accounts, you can get $100,000 out, and then you just cancel the account and start again. Is that right? Would they let you do that? I don't see them letting you do that. I mean, I can try it. Okay, you can. Okay. Maybe we'll try that. We might try it. Ah, well, guys, this is a bit boring, isn't it? So I think I'm going to wrap this up for YouTube. We're just drifting at the moment. We're going to drift. We need to drift down. So we're nearly 2 hours in. I said I'd do 2 hours. So if there was a possibility of something significant, then I'd look at it. But I think we just need to do some time for a little while. So what do we get up to? We got up to 29 likes. 29 likes. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm trying to make this as entertaining as possible, but it's choppy. It's a hard market at the moment, so we've just got to be patient. There'll definitely be something this week, without a doubt, because we've got the inflation figures coming. We'll see what happens there. So I'm certainly not going short. May get if we can go down a little bit more. I might get a long here. Might look at that. But otherwise, that'll be it. So, okay, guys. Thank you, YouTube. Thanks for watching. I'll take a break for a little bit. As soon as I say this, I always do this. As soon as I say this, we start to move a little bit, and I'm like, are you going to do a bar down the bottom here? It's just, I don't think it's quite ready. See if it recovers from here. No. Yeah. No, I'm not going to get sucked in. I don't want to do something stupid. So let's end it. Let's do the right thing. It's getting into the quiet time. We'll wait for something proper. We're looking for a higher low. We're not going to take that. So do the right thing. Be patient. Okay. Thanks, YouTube. I will see you tomorrow.